Hello and welcome to Them's Fighting Words podcast. My name's Sam Bradley.
My name's Robert Hughes.
There we go. And yeah, quite a bit to talk about this week. Well, a
Not
medium
really.
amount.
Yeah.
We probably start UFC Fight Night Nashville. Anthony Pettis.
Mainly because it's pretty much the only event that's really worth talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, this was Anthony Pettis making the jump up to welterweight to face Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Thompson's last fight was the quote-unquote defeat by Darren Till, UFC Liverpool. Came in with an axe to grind and a point to prove, and he was doing both. And then, do you want to take us through that shit?
It definitely was an and then. So obviously Anthony Pettis, last time we saw him was the quite famous now Tony Ferguson fight. Probably one of the best rounds of the year we saw so far. That first round was, the whole screaming, summoning a demon with blood all your face kind of deal.
I forgot about the scream.
It was just amazing to watch. But yeah, so obviously Pettis coming up, first foray into the welterweight division, and I mean, to start off with, he was definitely the aggressor. He was the one pressing forward. He was trying to force Thompson back, but the thing is, Wonderboy Thompson loves playing that game because as soon as you're trying to push him back, that's always going to be his range. That's where he's going to be happy.
Bounce in, doesn't he?
He loves that step in, step out, step in, step out, and just firing off because he is incredibly long, and he was even longer than normal, I'd say, against Pettis. And he showed every ounce of it. He was working in the kits really nicely and then stepping back out into that retreat. Fair play to Pettis. In the first round, he was keeping his guard up. He was trying to minimize the damage, but even he was actually getting a couple of decent kicks into the body, which was good to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of the work was still coming from Wonderboy. Even though Pettis was the aggressor, it was Wonderboy that was connecting the most and causing the most damage. Towards the end of the round, Thompson was pretty much gaining some decent momentum. He was opening up a lot more with the combos, and then we saw what he did to Pettis' nose at the end of that first round. Was brutal. And then again in the second round, Pettis, the aggressor, Wonderboy sticking in exactly his range, and it was working really, really well to him. And like you said, until he was just forcing Pettis back to the cage, and Pettis likes working the cage. We saw that with the Showtime kick back in the Henderson days, and this time he went for the Superman punch, and he did it perfectly. He feinted with that little kick to the leg. Made it thought he was going to go flat oblique, which we know Thompson is not a massive fan of, just followed straight through, launched that the pressure through onto the punch, and the thing is, Thompson was perfectly countering it until it connected.
Yeah,
he had that.
Ain't we all?
He had that right hook coming over just right, but he was just a little bit too slow in this case. I mean, that little bit of extra bounce that the Pettis managed to generate with the leg back was just enough for him to connect.
And Stephen Wonderboy Thompson hit the canvas and didn't really, if his Instagram video is to be believed, didn't regain full senses until he was in the back of the ambulance out the back.
Wow.
He said he'd never been knocked out like that in his life, and it fucking showed.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's the thing. We know he's got a perfect kickboxing record. What was it? Something like 56, 57 fights.
Yeah.
58 fights, sorry. Completely undefeated. So he's never been knocked out in kickboxing, and we can just look at his MMA record. Never been knocked out there as well.
Yeah. Hard wake-up call.
The thing to see is how he recovers from this. Obviously, we know a lot of people after that first big crack, their jaw's never the same. Hopefully, it's not going to be the same for him.
He managed
to handle Darren Till easily, and he was getting cracked every now and again with that. So,
yeah, that's true. It's a different kind of strike to eat, though. Obviously, Darren Till comes in and you do get dinged, but that's what it is. You're usually eating hooks as you move back and catching them on the chin and such. So, I don't think. I mean, I hope this is not a Glassjaw situation, but you gotta think, even if it is, this is his first big knockout. But yeah, fuck it, you never know. He could fight. I don't know where next for Thompson.
Oh, that's a big question. There's not
Lawler.
I mean, potentially Robbie Lawler. That's actually a pretty good fight, but I'd rather see Lawler against maybe Pettis or maybe RDA against Pettis, because obviously the last
RDA
time
versus Pettis is apparently coming.
Yeah, because that's a good rematch as well. Because obviously last time RDA came away with the win,
Yeah.
We can't have Pettis against Askren because they train together.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's no go. So yeah, it's all open for Thompson. Obviously, at the moment he's looking at his last 5. He's got 3 losses, 1 win, and a draw. 2 of those obviously are title fights. 2 of those against title fight contenders, and then obviously Jorge Masvidal he got a win over.
Yeah. Yeah, God, he did. He knocked Jorge Masvidal out. I want to say that might be wrong.
I don't think it was a knockout. I can check,
Decision.
but as far as I remember, it wasn't a knockout.
Yeah, it's a peculiar one, but it just goes. It really speaks to the strength of the welterweight division that even after a loss like that, he's still knocking about. There's still plenty of people to throw him against. I mean,
it was a decision against Masvidal. It was a decision.
Oh, okay, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, Pettis obviously now stays at welterweight. Obviously,
Got to be.
Fuck yeah, comfy over cutting. Where next for Pettis?
Well, like I
Maybe
said,
Lawler for Pettis.
not Askren, but yeah, potentially Lawler. The RDA rematch is the one to make, I think.
Yeah, that would be a fucking bloodbath.
Or then, mind you, you've also got maybe Ponzinibbio. You got Neil Magny.
Perry, I guess, is somewhere in that mix. Maybe for Stephen Thompson.
Or hell, even Darren Till.
For Pettis, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, decent fight though. I mean, obviously, fucking toe curling knockout, but really decent fight.
I mean, you could even argue the Wonder Boy versus Darren Till rematch anywhere but Liverpool.
And I think right now Thompson wins that fight. Still.
Yeah.
I think Thompson wins that fight, and it sets you up a nice little bullshit trilogy that you can crack out if one of them ever gets the belt, or if you ever need to sell a card, or it makes a nice little co-main. You know, like Blachowicz and Jimmy Manuel had.
Yeah.
Remember that little trilogy going on, and it never really amounted to anything, but it was a nice thing to sell a local card on. So who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Do you want to kick down to Curtis Blades versus Justin Willis?
Yeah, so way up into the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Good return for Curtis Blades. Raised Blades
coming off the loss to Francis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sort of wrestle fucked him. The unanimous decision, 30-27, 30-26, 30-25.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, Justin Willis really had nothing to offer here. It is one of those fights where it would be bang, 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 takedown, and then 2 or 3 minutes of top pressure. And
I mean, there was a couple of times where it did become bang fest, but Curtis Blades. I think it was the beginning of the first round. They were just slugging it out for a little bit.
Yeah.
But Curtis Blades was smart. He knew he was already 2 rounds up. Didn't want to risk it with a knockout at that point, unless it's going to be in your favor.
Yeah, I think another thing people forget Curtis Blades is so good with his hands because obviously he couldn't bang with Francis.
But the thing, if you look at some of the shots that if you see his little sway and then follow through with that right hand, it's top level boxing. He does have good striking. We know he has good striking. He's he wouldn't be one of the top contenders in a heavyweight division without striking. There's only so much wrestle fucking you can do.
I don't know. Tell that to Kamaru Usman. Mind you, he can fucking bang as well.
Yeah, but that's not the heavyweight.
No, that's true. And the heavyweight's a different ball game. Curtis Blades called out
in heavyweight. Literally any punch can knock out at times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also true. Blades calls out Derek Lewis, Stipe, Miocic, or JDS. I'd watch any of that shit.
Get any of those, yeah. Maybe the JDS one. I think would probably be the best one.
That'd be a good test for him because JDS is looking ferocious right now.
Well, yeah, that fight what was it, 2 weeks ago?
Yes. Fuck me. Yeah, I'd like to see JDS. I mean, I want to see Stipe get another fight. I really do.
Yeah, I know, but Stipe's he's pretty much just one gun in it, ready for that.
He's not going to get that shit though. People are lining up to get DC. I don't know. Moving down the card, down the weight class to lightweight, John McDessie beated Jesus Pinedo.
It's a long-legged McDessie.
Oh, 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. This was Pinedo's second fight in the UFC.
Yeah,
third fight.
Yeah.
He's What is that to say about this one? Really, it was a bit of a not boring fight.
You were in it for the long haul. It's there was a lot of long running fights.
Yeah, there's a few decisions, but it's a fucking fight night. You know, There's 6 decisions or whatever it is, 6 fights on the main card, fucking 8 on the prelims if you count the Fight Pass one, I think. So yeah, just a bit of a long
I don't
card.
remember if they actually did any Fight Pass ones.
Oh, possibly not actually. I may have
'Cause I think
spoken about it.
when it's all ESPN Plus, I think they only do ESPN Plus. They don't do.
Oh yeah, of
But
course,
then
yeah.
they did also cut a couple of fights. So
Yeah,
because
the
there was
worldwide broadcast.
it was the because Nasrat Harquast and Gruismacher both dropped
Yeah.
out, which meant that Makdessi versus and Jesus Pinedo actually happened. They weren't
Mhm.
supposed to be fighting each other originally. And then there was also the Marlon Vera versus Frankie Sainz, which didn't take place.
Yes, of course.
Oh no, it did take place in the end, wasn't it? No, because
Did it?
it was supposed to take place at UFC 235 and then was moved to this card.
Oh yeah, that was on the prelims, right? Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. Let's move down to a fight that I actually really like, the Formiga versus Davison Figueiredo fight. The unanimous decision win to Formiga, 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. Figueiredo was coming in as the hot shot, 15-0. Joint longest flyweight winning streak, 4 consecutive fights. Formiga, on the other hand, had just choked out Ben Nguyen.
Yeah, Ben 10.
Yeah, in Adelaide, I think it was. He was on a 3-fight win streak, and it was peculiar to see a guy who was 15-0 box as poorly as Figueiredo did. I
Yeah.
mean, in the first round, he was feinting, he was changing stances a lot, and he really didn't get that entry. He was stepping in, he was leading with his leg, which you can't do in MMA because someone will just pick your leg.
Just chop it up, yeah.
Or just chop it up, or you're offering yourself. He was stepping in before he jabbed, which is not. You're supposed to step in and jab because it keeps the guy guessing and he moves it around. Let's not forget that one of the tenements of boxing is space control. They fucking judge it in MMA. It's octagon control. So in the first round, he was sort of leading with his leg a lot, as we've said, and then in rounds 2 and 3, he was doing this weird lean in with his hands low, and Formiga was kicking his legs as well, which gets under your skin because you've left your hands low to protect your legs, maybe catch a leg of your own, catch a kick of your own. Wasn't working. Formiga was just countering. Figueiredo couldn't find a way to step into the pocket to hit him. Yeah, it was a really good display of counter-striking for Formiga, but really bad entry for Figueiredo. And Formiga rightly runs away with the victory, a unanimous decision.
What's really odd about that is we know that that Figueiredo does have really good striking. You know, the large majority of his wins come from knockout. He knocked out John Moraga. He knocked out Jose Morales. He knocked out Marco Beltran back in 2017. You know,
Yeah.
he has incredible knockout power. He has incredible striking technique. His Muay Thai is absolutely top level. So, like you say, it was just weird seeing that. I don't know. Maybe if he was just sort of looking more to try and take it to the ground, because you know he obviously he's now team alpha male, so he does have very very good grappling. But I mean at the same time, Formiga himself is black belt in jiu-jitsu and in judo. It's a bit of hit and miss. It's quite difficult to see what his actual game plan was because, like you say, his striking was very very poor, and it would be a stupid risk to actually try and take it to the ground. So yeah, it's an odd one, but I mean, fair play to Formiga. I think he now sits he still sits at number 1 in the flyweight ranking.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
He either they need to formally do something with that flyweight division, or he needs to look at stepping up right now because he's on a very very good sort of tear. His most recent loss was Ray Borg and Henry Cejudo, and then Joseph Benavidez. I mean, and John Dodson. That's the 4 people he's lost that to at the UFC. Before that, Ian McCall, who again himself was one of the first guys to ever compete for the flyweight division.
Yeah, and now he's got this win over Figueiredo. Formiga is now up there. He takes that record. He's in the joint longest flyweight winning streak with those 4. So we'll see. They need to do something. But it was a really good boxing display, if only to just look at a fight and say, there's something wrong happening here, and that's what it is. Go back and watch Figueiredo's entries. They're just fucking dog shit. Moving down to there was catchweight, right? 149.
Yeah,
Violent
so
Bob Ross, Luis Pena versus
yeah,
Stephen Patterson.
yeah. So Luis Pena came in a 148.5, something like that. He weighed in at.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Obviously, fined 30% of his purse. Fight carried on, and for someone who was in the tough undefeated season, he looked pretty good. They kind of looked a little bit slow at time. Had some good shots. He was wobbling Peterson quite nicely. But
Peterson's no pushover. Former Legacy FC bantamweight champion, coming off a fight of the night victory. They're easier guys to fight for sure.
Yeah, yeah. But that's the thing. It's like there was times where Luis Pena was actually rattling Peterson quite nicely, but instead of sort of capitalizing on that, he just sort of clinched and held it on a little bit, and it was kind of crap to see. His feints were a bit weird. They were quite wild. But then he just followed it up with that ridiculous flying knee in the first round. It's he had a very unusual strike style.
And it's not even that he was throwing a flying knee. It was that he was feinting with the left to make him drop his hands down. And then obviously when Stephen Peterson's hands came down to block that left, obviously he would grab the back of the head, or the way you can hoist yourself into it after you've got a little bit of momentum. It was very creative. It's sad. I'm always kind of skeptical when guys who miss weight get the win, especially if they come over too heavy. But I think with this, that counts more to my mind with grappling as opposed to striking, because I mean, take out of it, if you miss weight, it means your weight cut's actually gone badly. Not that you've tried to cheat the system and lost. It means that your body physically will not lose any more weight, and that's a fucking terrible place to be in. Just ask Khabib Nurmagomedov. So yeah, I mean, good victory. I'd fucking make weight or move up. I
don't know. I think he could feasibly stay at 145. He just needs to maybe just rethink the weight cut a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully.
But let's not take anything away from Peterson. He had some really good wrestling at times, but he just didn't have the finishes. He didn't have the he definitely has more of the wrestling background than say the jiu-jitsu background, because
trains AKA right with DC Stephen Peterson.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. They've done some work with him.
No, he's
not like a long.
He's at Fortis MMA.
Oh, is he? Oh, maybe it's Pena that's at AKA. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up.
No, I'm pretty sure Pena is ATT.
Oh, right.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's kick down to Macy Barber. She beat JJ Aldridge. TKO knees and punches. Round 2, 3-0-1. I'm liking Macy Barber more and more every time I see her.
She's looking good. Obviously, she trains with Rose Namajunas. She's a Taekwondo black belt. We know her striking game is something to really, really be scared of. And she really put it on.
Is it Aldridge or Barber that's the sparring partner to Rose?
Sorry, yeah, it's Aldridge. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. No, not at all. I remember writing that down. Yeah, she was trying to craft out her own little niche, JJ Aldridge, but Macy Barber had an answer. Macy Barber, by the way, the youngest fighter on the UFC roster, 20 and however many days. Yeah. Can you fucking believe it? And she comes out and she fights like a rough around the edges Ronda Rousey.
She was eating a lot of shots. She was eating a lot. She was getting caught. But again, I mentioned it earlier. I may have been talking about the wrong person, but I did mention it. Aldridge does have really good striking, and she is the Taekwondo black belt.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much always going to get lit up a little bit. They like working the range. And they have a lot of destruction behind them. So to be able to eat a lot of shots, but then come in and manage to knock that person out, you've got to be tough.
I wonder how Macy Barber trains. Because if she spars a lot and she's getting dinged up like that, and then she fights and she's getting dinged up like that, it's that old Donald Cerrone thing, isn't it? Click, probably everyone click. Style. Yeah. Oh, he was talking shit about sparring on Instagram today. I saw right before we fucking we came to record.
I commented on it, and he only goes, to be a good fighter, you must fight, spar, and I just commented, he needs to spar more if he wants to be a good fighter.
Yeah, he's zing. He wants to fucking train like that and see if you can do a crossword at 50. Do you know what I mean? That's the trade-off. That's why Don Cerrone doesn't fucking spar.
I don't think it's quite so much be able to do a crossword at 50. More say crossword at 50.
Yeah, or hold a fucking pen. Like, it sounds like we're making light of it, but if you're
Look at people like
sparring,
look at people like Lennox Lewis, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. If you listen to how he speaks, he doesn't sound like a guy who trained hard. He saved the punches for when it mattered.
yeah, look at fucking Floyd Mayweather. I mean, slightly different because obviously the way he fights is built around not getting hit in the fucking head, but you're still not getting hit in the fucking head. There are bonuses to it. Cowboy doesn't spar, and we're seeing a resurgence. So
Yeah. Lawler,
no,
another example, somebody cut out sparring.
did he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Where's Lawler train? Still,
literally just before he took the belt, he stopped sparring constantly. He just did all of his conditional and everything like that. And yeah, obviously we saw what I ended up doing for him.
I think there's a real big argument for it. Do you want to kick down to the prelims?
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to mention Lawler. He was ATT. Before that, he was Militich, but now he's at Hard Knocks 365, which is basically his own little place.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, we'll see. Watch those chokes, Robbie. Watch those chokes. Kicking down to the top of the prelims, it was Bryce Mitchell. He got the unanimous decision win over Bobby Moffett. That was 29-28 across the board. You might remember Bobby Moffett from season 2 of Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. He choked out Jacob Gilbert with the Bravo choke.
Yeah, that
the
was
Bravo choke, and then did it again on his debut against Chaz Skelly.
Yeah,
which was pretty baller. But yeah, Bryce Mitchell was having none of that shit. Came in, dropped Moffett in the first round, big left hand. They were scrambling around on the ground looking for submissions. Moffett was attacking a leg. It was kind of like what we saw in the Lewis Pena fight, whereby one would try and get up out that mount, but then sacrifice his leg.
Yeah.
And then the guy on the bottom
triangle, shoot for the armbar.
Yeah.
Scramble up.
Yeah, the standard stuff. Yeah, he was Mitchell threw a triangle choke.
It was kind of like that in the Curtis Blades fight. It was get taken down. He tries standing up. I'm just going to suplex you back down to the ground.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. Curtis's takedowns on that were absolutely on point. If he had managed to do that against Francis Ngannou, we wouldn't have had to talk about this fight. That's for sure.
Yeah, Mitchell threw a triangle choke and then went for the armbar, but then they got up. There was a takedown. There was just lots of takedowns and scrambles and striking, and you got to give it to Mitchell. I thought personally he nailed on rounds 1 and 3.
Yeah.
With some discussion over the second because there was so much shit going back and forth on the ground. But yeah, I think another good well-earned victory at flyweight, I believe. Yes, flyweight.
Yeah.
Let's move down and up. Marlon Vera defeated Frankie Saenz in fucking brutal fashion.
Yeah, so obviously Saenz is that he's the one that came over from King of the Cage. He was the bantamweight champion over there. Vera, BJJ black belt, coming off back-to-back wins. I can't remember who they were against. Can you?
No.
Okay, yeah, it was the Guido Canetti and Luigi Buren back at UFC 227.
Oh yeah.
A couple of days before my birthday, I remember watching that one because I was absolutely drunk as a skunk.
Because he's a fucking athlete. Vera's coming in with a 4.5-inch reach advantage. Little treat there for the people watching on YouTube. Saenz comes in, fights exactly how you fucking shouldn't fight against a bigger guy, i.e. very aggressive, hands down, Eddie Alvarez style, and then ate an outside leg kick that put him on brakes, and then just boom, counter left.
Yeah.
That was all she wrote. A couple of strikes on the ground, but the big power shot was the left that took him off the canvas. Nothing else to say.
Not really much to say about this one. Yeah, like you say, he did everything kind of wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is weird for a guy like Frankie Saenz. You'd think a guy with his pedigree would know how to fight a guy that's got a bigger reach, get into the pocket, rip the body, and then when the hands drop, go over the top. Taylor's oldest time.
I wouldn't say he has a massive amount of pedigree. He's 13 for 6 now as a professional, and his record isn't amazing in terms of who you look at. He's always been that sort of fight of the night, UFC fight night kind of guy. He had one shot at a pay-per-view, and that was against the Uriah Faber fight back in 2015.
Yeah, back in the day.
Obviously, then that started a free fight losing skid for him. He then had 2 wins and now another loss onto that. It's I think if you bear in mind his best win, probably Yuri Alcantara. That's about it for me.
When was the Alcantara fight?
That was back in 2015. I think he was on
A while ago.
the Bigfoot versus Frank Mir card.
Fucking Jesus, yeah, because Alcantara's come good now. Yuri Alcantara's
I
fucking
mean,
in there with the rest
I
of them bantamweights.
well, yeah, I was going to say he got that win over Brad Pickett, Luke Sanders, but then he met Brian Kelleher. It didn't go too well for him there. Most recent loss against Frankie Sandhagen. So it's
Oh yeah, maybe not then.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's been a bit sort of win one, lose one, win two, lose two, ever since meeting Frankie Sains anyway.
that's fair enough. Women's flyweight, Jennifer Maia beat Alexis Davis. Again, this was a unanimous decision, 29. I feel like we should have a jingle for that. You know what I mean?
I mean, we've just done it.
Unanimous decision.
We've been
Yeah,
playing
I got
it
time on my hands.
UFC.
This was 29-28 across the board. Again, clinch and bang. There was some groundwork as well. There was a lot of Jennifer Maia tying Alexis Davis up, so she really couldn't respond as well as you would expect her to. Again, like, it's just one of those fucking not placeholder fights, because there was stuff to watch here. The clinch work was really good, I have to say that. But unfortunately, Jennifer Maia was really good at controlling when she let that clinch in, what she was landing, big knees, the old hook. That was really fun to watch.
Yeah, even when she was on her back, she was moving enough to avoid a lot of the ground and pound coming in. She was mitigating a lot of that damage really nicely. Just controlling that space is such an important part. When you're on your back, if you can control the sort of space, where strike's going to be. That if maybe you can't dodge something, you can just bump the hips a little bit and send a whole strike going off kilter as such. So she did really, really well there. And then in the third round, that nice jab she was working to that big counter right was really good to watch.
Yeah, I mean, she rocked Davis early with some combos in the first round. So it was no surprise really. Davis didn't really adjust, and Maia came away with the win. Also, kicking to women's strawweight, Randa Marcos beat Angela Hill, armbar submission, round one. Gee whiz. The fucking extension she gets on her left leg to go from that weird... She sort of had her back and then flipped her leg right over to get Angela Lee into the armbar position. What did you make of that?
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. It's the classic setup. A lot of people push down on the head before sort of spinning that foot over, but it works perfectly from there. It's always best to already have the arm you're not attacking isolated under the leg, which she did. Was really, really good to watch that. And just a perfect setup for the armbar there. Really, really good to watch.
And then before that, we had Chris Gutierrez beat Ryan McDonald, a unanimous decision. And there was a flyweight fight to open the card. Justin Espinosa.
Jordan Espinosa.
Jesus. Beat Eric Shelton. Nailed it in, you guessed it, a unanimous decision. 29-28, 30-27, 30-27.
I swear to God, whenever we're talking about any other promotion, we don't see so many unanimous decisions.
No. Well, it's fucking impossible in ONE FC.
When I see you get maybe one or two unanimous decisions, and that would probably be the kickboxing and the Muay Thai cards.
Right? Yeah. Well, for certain the Muay Thai cards. Yeah, you don't really see him in. Well, I guess Bellator has it, but we don't talk about them.
I will mention one thing, but that's literally it.
Fucking Cage Warriors is knockout heavy.
Oh yes.
And Cage Warriors is weird. You get like a night of submissions and then a night of knockouts, and usually they're back to back.
Bellator does that better. Bellator did that.
Yeah, that's
true. We had the Bellator 198, where it was basically submission, decision, and then knockout.
Yeah, man.
Fedor Emelianenko just being like, no, I can't punch him.
Yigish.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brendan Fitzgerald and DC repping the commentary. Really good. Surprisingly good. Another nice surprise in the commentary booth. I'm all for it. If you're gonna fire Jimmy Smith, give me weird combinations and we'll work it out between us.
But maybe just not fire Jimmy Smith.
What was that?
Maybe not fire Jimmy Smith.
No, you shouldn't have fired. Yeah, you fucked up. Yeah. They fucked up. Oh, now I'm sad. What else we got to talk about, Robert?
So there was a couple other little cards. There was KSW 47, which is it's the main Polish promotion, and a lot of the ex-Eastern Bloc, a lot of them fight at KSW.
Pretty ex, like it fell in the 1994, I think it was.
I mean, before I was born, who cares? It's still ex.
Was that before you were born?
Not 94, but I'm pretty sure it dropped before I was born, because it was 92, wasn't it? The wall came down.
Let's Google that shit.
Yeah. I mean, welcome to Rob and Sam Do History.
I just Googled wall. Fuck me.
But yeah, talking about KSW 47, it was, the headline card was middleweight fight between Alexander Ilik and Olympic bronze medalist Damian Janikowski.
89. Fuck, it was before I was born.
There we go. See, it was. I was right. It was before I was born.
Yeah, Henry VIII. That was before I was born. Get with it, bro. Jesus.
You're technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Yeah, winner by decision. The three most unappreciated words in the English language.
But yeah, the only reason I mention this one is to start off with, Janikowski had incredible wrestling for the first 2 rounds. He was suplexing Alexander Ilich really, really nicely, but then all of a sudden just got caught with a massive head kick, and that was all she wrote. Kind of a good one to go and watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was also Bellator 218 this weekend, and
so yeah, headline the blockers.
But yeah, featherweight Emmanuel Sanchez beat Georgi Karakanyan. In their rematch last time, he got absolutely messed up, but yeah, really, really good decision win there for him. And that's pretty much what she wrote this week.
We've looked back, and now we shall look forward. We look forward to UFC, first at least, UFC Barboza versus Gaethje. This is one of those weird sort of cards. Obviously, the headline event's going to be a fucking bang fest unless one of them gets knocked out early on. Looking at you, Gaethje. Justin. Yeah. David Brett.
Unless Gaethje goes back to what we know he should be doing, and if he, for some strange reason, he actually starts to wrestle for once.
Yeah, but you going for those single legs, those double legs, and
Kevin Lee. That's all I'm going to say. You can kick Kevin Lee in the head, and he still managed to take a Barboza down and wrestle fuck him.
And if anyone can take a smack, it's Justin Gaethje. But you don't know if that Eddie Alvarez, that was it. That was the doink. And off he goes. I don't know, Rob. David Branch is against Jack Hermanson. Josh Emmett.
That's a really good middleweight one, to be honest. That's going to be a good one, which I think.
One I'm excited for is Josh Emmett versus Michael Johnson at featherweight.
Oh, yeah, because this is, is this the third time Michael Johnson's been down at featherweight? Obviously, he started against Darren Elkins.
Second time, right? He hasn't fought since Darren Elkins, has he?
I'm pretty sure he has.
That may be me fucking things up, because I remember that Darren Elkins fight, probably why it overshadows any other fight he's had in that division. Because that Darren Elkins fight was an absolute fucking barn burner.
Yeah, because he beat Andre Feely.
Shit. Yeah, of course.
And
okay.
So he beat Lobov as well. So this would be his fourth foray into the featherweights. Not
going so bad. I mean, better men than him have lost to Darren Elkins. I mean, Darren Elkins has got such fucking heart as well.
And then beating the GOAT.
Beat the GOAT. He stared at the GOAT. Karolina Kowalkiewicz is against Michelle Waterson. That is gonna be a fucking great fight.
Yeah, that's a really good fight for the strawweight division. Obviously, Kowalkiewicz has looked pretty good, pretty much against anyone bar Joanna.
Yeah.
Well, I know obviously she lost then to Claudia Galea and Jessica Andrade, but
was she on a skid?
Yeah, well, no, she's on she lost to Claudia Gadela, then beat Escobel, and then Herrig, and then lost to Andrade.
Oh, so it's not like win, loss. It's
No, it's 2 for 2. I think she could easily come away with the win on this one, and if she has, say, another good fight, it would be good to see her against Rose Namajunas, because obviously she beat Rose back at UFC 201.
Yeah, way back. She's long though, isn't she? That's something Michelle Waterson doesn't really have, is that fucking crazy reach. Whereas Kowalkiewicz, she's kind of like a female Stephen Thompson almost.
Well, she's only 5'3", but.
Well, yeah, but for that division,
that's pretty tall, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, remember you got to remember that men's bantamweights are sometimes like 5'5". Cody Garbrandt's 5'6". He says, pulling it thoroughly out of his ass, but he's around there. Demetrius Johnson's
I could smell the
5'6".
fart
This
actually.
is fucking this. Someone must be fact checking this. I can't just say this nonsense.
No,
Let's Google it.
Oh God,
Cody
bring
Garbrandt
yeah.
height 1'7". I don't fucking know what that means. Um,
Well, that'd be 170 centimeters, so that would put him probably about an inch, 2 inches taller than
5'7".
Carolina.
I think that's
Oh,
what I said.
yeah, totally. Exactly.
What else? Oh, Kevin Holland's on that fight. Is on that. I was on the prelims. Excuse me. That card coming up. That's going to be really good.
Yeah, that's.
He's
I think
fighting.
isn't Bergio on this one? Is Paul Craig fighting on this one?
Yes, he's on the main card, light heavyweight
Yeah,
against
so
Kennedy.
the
Fucking whatever the fuck that says.
Jechukwu. Gonna go with that.
Sure.
Yeah,
Nechukwu. I like
yeah,
it. Ray Borg's back. Finally, he's on the early prelims, the ESPN Plus card
yeah. So he's going up
against
against
Tyler
Tyler Phillips.
Phillips.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Alex Perez versus Mark De La Rosa as well. That's gonna be quite decent. And Jared Mershaw against Kevin Holland.
That's going to be, yeah, as I said, yeah, that's going to be a bloody good card. Yeah, hopefully.
Could be some really good stuff going on here.
Yeah, what else we got? What else we got? Oh, do you want to talk about One New Era? Or do you want to sit on that? There's another awful
That's
treat.
another great
YouTube.
one for the YouTube watchers. Don't mind me just changing my trousers. Yeah, I mean, what can we say about this one? I know we've talked about it a little bit. So we have Edward Foliang versus Shinya Aoki. Shinya Aoki is two-time UFC, two-time one championship title holder. He's now going to try and take the belt back off Edward Foliang. It's been very much a give and take between those two. It's pretty sure there's 1-for-1 in they're sort of going against each other. So
I believe
it's
so,
a nice
yeah.
little trilogy. Let me just find out a moment. I've got it written down here somewhere.
You are our one correspondent.
No, so it's currently it's just Foliang has a win over Shinya Aoki when he took the belt the last time around.
Oh, so you can put this shit to bed then.
Yeah.
If he gets the win.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because
Okay.
then Foliang lost it to Martin Huyen, then beat Amir Khan back in November last year to take that back.
What's Martin Huyen doing? Because he was hot shit over there for a long time, right?
Yeah, I don't know what his plan is at the moment, because I was kind of surprised not
Wasn't
to
he
see
going
him.
for 2 belts or some shit?
Yeah, so he dropped down to featherweight, took that belt, and then he was trying to go for the bantamweight belt, but lost that to Bibiano. No,
Right,
Bellingham.
okay.
Bellingham.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know what his next foray's gonna be.
Still under contract. He hasn't been dropped or anything.
No,
We've definitely heard about that, right?
Can't get rid of him. Can't get rid of him because he is still their featherweight champion. So
Of course. Who else is on a new era?
so we have Zhong Jingnan, which is obviously the Violent Panda. She is the women's strawweight champion over at ONE. She's going to be going up against Angela Lee, who's currently Angela Killer B Lee, who is the atomweight champion. She's sort of going in to try and make her status as the champ.
Mhm.
That's going to be a really good one to watch. The next one of my favorites, Unlan Sang. He's going up against Ken Hasegawa. So last time around, he managed to get the finish against Ken Hasegawa in his last defense. Since then, he's also then gone and defended his light heavyweight championship. And then he's another middleweight defense here for him. Really excited.
Vitor's coming.
Vitor is coming. So maybe let him take the middleweight belt. I'd allow that.
I want that so bad.
And then also we have Kevin Bellingham versus Bibiano Fernandez for the ONE bantamweight championship. So that's 4 title fights in one night.
But wait, there's more.
Yes, there is. Demetrius Johnson makes his debut against Yuya Wakamatsu. That's going to be part of the flyweight Grand Prix that ONE Championship are going to be running this year. They're also doing another Grand Prix at the moment. Do you know who's in that one?
Sir Eduardo of Alvarez.
It is indeed. He's going to be meeting Timothy Natsukian. Yeah, so that's going to be for the lightweight Grand Prix quarterfinals.
How much do we know about the guys that? I don't want to make it an us and them, but obviously I'm way more familiar with Eddie Alvarez and Demetrius Johnson. Do we know much about the guys they're fighting in terms of record or in terms of style? How it's going to maybe play out?
So Timothy Nashville, he is a pretty decent knockout guy. He's 12-4 record at the moment. He's a Russian guy. I think he had a lot of his record in the Absolute Bearcut Championships. The place over there.
Yeah.
But he's beaten Edward Folayang, who obviously we talked about a little bit earlier. He's currently the lightweight champion. He beat Amir Khan, who was one of the other guys in the what's it called, Grand Prix. He also then lost to Arslan Aliyev, who is another guy in the Grand Prix at the moment. So they're all very, very competitive people. They've all got really good records. I don't think we can sleep on any of them.
No, certainly. I mean, Demetrius Johnson is the fucking GOAT.
You're thinking of the wrong division right now. You're thinking of the wrong Grand Prix.
No, I know. I'm just saying in terms of fighters that I'm familiar with going over to fight people I'm not so familiar with.
Yeah.
You got to fucking it's like the guy that supports Jimi Hendrix. Do you know what I mean? Or being the other guitarist in Jimi Hendrix's band. This fucking dude walks out and he's mercurial for his skills. If you fuck up.
You have the one other person in White Stripes, even though they never said they were there.
Topical music news and criticism from Rob Hughes. Topical. What else we got?
Come on,
the
first bass line I ever learned was Seven Nations Army. Everyone does.
Apparently that's not a bass line. Apparently that's him on the guitar with the bass ramped up.
Don't care. I still learned it on the bass.
Good attitude. What we got? We got catchweight kickboxing.
Yeah, we got Clyde Fairtax versus Andy Saliot. That's going to be a good one. Fairtax is always great to watch. Clyde is an absolute killer.
Yeah.
Then moving down, we have Danny Kingad versus Andrew Leon. This is one of the other flyweight quarterfinals. Tatsumitsu Wada versus Ivanildo Delfino. And then Kara Akhmatov versus Reese McLaren. I nailed that one. Reese McLaren.
You fucking did as well.
But yeah, they're all flyweight quarterfinals. Mei Yamaguchi versus Ksenia Lachkova. I was looking at some of hers. Her kickboxing is absolutely ridiculous. That's going to be a great one to watch. Her striking is crazy good. Obviously, we have Gary Tonin. The Gary Tonin. Obviously he's 2-3 for nothing at MMA at the moment. He's making his
death squad, man.
He's going to be going up against Anthony Ngelen. We have Rodtang Jitmuangnon versus Hakim Hamich. That's going to be a Muay Thai flyweight belt for the Super Series. Panikos Yusuf versus Mohammed bin Mahmoud. That's going to be another Muay Thai at, I think that's bantamweight. And then Akimoto versus Lasiri, and then Yoon Chang-min versus Balashetti as well.
Tune into that fucking card. If this doesn't get you on board.
It's free. It's their first foray into in Japan. I've been using foray a lot today. I'm liking the word.
That's nice. I like foray.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if that card doesn't get you into one, I don't fucking know what to tell you. It's not going to get better than this unless Vitor fights Andong Sang. At which point
that would be absolutely crazy.
All fucking bets are off. Robert, do you want to do hot takes?
Let's do the hot takes. Play the jingle.
Jingle, artwork, and the rest.
Hot takes. I was going to say, I was always wondering what we were going to do for YouTube at that point, but there we go.
Artwork, brother. TJ Dillashaw has popped for performance-enhancing substance. He has vacated his belt.
Can I make one request?
Go on.
Can we please not make that into a jingle?
What? What, for all the drug violations?
Yeah, pretty much. We'd be playing it a bit too much alongside unanimous decisions.
All right. What do you make of this, my man?
It's unfortunate. It seems to be he's kind of already accepted full responsibility for it. He's not even going to contest it. So maybe he already knew he was going to pop. I don't know. Or, I mean, because when you look at the sort of stuff, obviously Conor turned around and said, I called that snake way back. Uriah Faber.
In a minute, Conor.
Uriah Faber even turned around and went, I'm surprised it took this long, which makes it sound like he knew about something to start off with.
Which given their history together, doesn't look good on Uriah Faber if you think about it.
No. And then obviously Cejudo's turned around and said, I beat the juiced 135 champ. I deserve the shot at the 135 belt, because obviously the talk at the moment could be potentially Cejudo versus Marlon Moraes for that belt.
Okay, I'd watch that fight.
I agree. I think Cejudo should be there anyway.
Yeah, well, they'll fucking have to, because they're calling time on the flyweight, aren't they? At some point, it's got to be this year.
Maybe.
What else is going on? Oh yes,
just a little something.
Just a little something. Is it a little something, or is it a fucking thorn in my ass? Conor McGregor took to social media today to announce his retirement from MMA. I'm not going to read you the full post because, frankly, we've got other stuff to talk about. It has been revealed today that Conor McGregor is under investigation for sexual assault charges back in Ireland.
That's not breaking news, because I told you that months ago.
Yes, but now it's all ramped up because apparently they found some new evidence. Something has changed. Something has changed in the case against him. Apparently his camp weren't informed.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say there was a lot of talk about relationships between him and SBG Ireland at that point. Yeah.
Dana White appears to have called his bluff. If it is a marketing ploy, so we can come out of retirement to fight Nate or Khabib, Dana White said it's happened before, you know.
What is your marketing ploy for sexual allegation assault?
It's true. It's a strong call. I mean, fucking Greg Hardy seemed to rock it like a motherfucker, but what else can you do? Although that was domestic abuse. Obviously, the joke does fall down. Heinous crimes all round, though. Dana White has said, I'm so happy for him. He's commended the whiskey, calling his bluff a little bit if he thinks it is a marketing. Very good. Well, yeah, it is. Whiskey and water job and ice. I don't know how much attention. I guess this is something that's going to play out probably the week after this show comes out. Yeah. So I guess we'll bring it for an update. Yeah. What else we got?
RDA versus Kevin Lee going to be taking place at 170. This is another one that could probably be good for Pettis.
As long as it's RDA.
As long as it's RDA, yeah.
I mean,
arguably you could say the Kevin Lee fight would still be one to make.
Kevin Lee versus Pettis?
I'd watch it.
Watch it. That's a bad night for Kevin Lee.
Oh, 100%. But I like Pettis, so that's fine. I'm hoping for a new Showtime kick.
Yeah, fair, I guess.
Wait for the Showtime kick. I think next time he should go in with the double leg kick.
What, like... Yeah,
I literally just
one of those pro wrestling kicks.
Yeah. Like just bounce off the cage,
rocket backflip, spinning kick, armbar. Lets him go right as he's about to tap.
Did you see the guy? I think he was over at Road FC where he was doing like loads of backflips to pass guard and all this sort of stuff, like him. I'll see if I can find it. I'll send you.
I see. There's been a development on Frank Shamrock's animal cruelty charge. There's more to this than meets the eye, but not too much more. I'm just going to bring up the story here 1 second, so I don't fuck this up. Let's have a look. So there was reports that Frank Shamrock had abandoned a dog at an airport, tied it in the back of the van with like a few bowls of food and water and stuff. He said that
I would love to be tied up in the back of Frank Shamrock's van with some food and water.
Yeah. Okay. He says that he had no other option. He was flying out to see his elderly mother who was unwell, who was in no fit state to have a dog around. So it was like half an hour before his flight. So he just tied the dog up with the food and the water, left a note and called airport security, who then didn't get on it for 5 days.
Okay, so he did actually do something about it.
Well, yeah, but then he kind of did, but he kind of didn't. You know, it's a bit of a peculiar one. I can kind of see both sides, but ultimately it was Frank Shamrock.
Sick mum tried getting people to look after the dog. They didn't look after the dog. I'm siding with Frank Shamrock here. Yeah,
well, I'm siding with the dog. They should fight.
Why? What's the dog said?
The dog hasn't released a statement yet, but it is incoming. So I guess we'll see. Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series is coming to ESPN Plus this summer. That'll be good.
Yeah, it's where it's always going to go, really.
Yeah, obviously they're going to add it to that little
Conglomerate.
that little quiver of like original content that you get by signing up, and it's another little bonus for handing over your cash. Jose Aldo was hospitalized with a fucking bacterial infection.
Yep, but they have turned around and said that his fight with Volkanovski at the moment is still on.
When is that? 237.
238, I think.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense then. Yeah, because 237 is Thug
237
Rose.
is the Holloway Poirier. 237 is the Holloway Poirier card.
Okay. Is Thug Rose on that one?
No, it must be wrong then. Let's see where we are. I don't. No, it is supposed to be 237, which is the Rose Namajunas Jessica Andrade card.
That's why that was in my head.
My bad. God, I'm getting all wrong today.
That's all right, Rob. You need a foray into Google. What else is going on, my man?
Let's have a look. See, Darren Till has released a statement on his loss to Jorge Masvidal and admits he was not focused going in. I mean, cool. Do be focused next time. I mean, that sounds like a bit of a piss poor excuse for me.
Yeah, I think he just couldn't find a way around.
Did you forget you had a fight?
Well, yeah, I think.
Was the week
find a way around the striking?
Was the week of open workouts and media just not a hint that you had to do something on the weekend?
Who knows, man? Oh, Uriah Faber's considering a UFC return and was apparently offered Cub Swanson at like 3 weeks' notice last year.
If that doesn't get booked soon, I'm going to pull my hair out.
I'd fucking watch it.
I'd love to watch. I'd love to watch anything with Uriah Faber back.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe him versus TJ Dillashaw, but they get to juice as much as they like.
Be still, my beating heart. I did think about that actually.
Maybe him and Cody Garbrandt have a bit of a tough and fight it out just for funsies.
I'd fucking watch it. I'd watch him fighting both on the same night.
As far as I can tell, it's the only way Cody Garbrandt is going to be getting close to a belt anytime soon.
Zing, take that, Cody.
Oh, come on. Even you said his progression is so lateral at the moment.
Yeah, he's not. He needs to do something. He needs to do what TJ did.
What juice?
Yeah, Zazang. No, go away and look around and see some more of the fight world, I think.
Yeah.
What has Jacare Souza been saying? Something mental, I wager.
Yeah, so he's basically turned around and said that if he doesn't win against Romero, he might retire from MMA, and if he does beat Romero, and if Romero wins, he definitely doesn't deserve a title shot. But I mean, that was kind of obvious. It's a weird one.
Romero wants 2 belts. Your Romero wants middleweight and light heavyweight, neither of which he will get. I don't think.
I mean, arguably he could potentially go up for light heavyweight, but I don't see him ever taking middleweight.
No. You see him beating John Jones anytime soon?
I would love to watch that fight, though.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, I'll watch that fight.
I mean, let's just make sure that nobody's being piss-potted. But
fuck no. Get some cheeseburgers, get John a sieve and a tinfoil hat, and we're away at the races. It's fine.
I'm confused by that reference, but whatever.
No, I think I'd fucking watch it, but yeah,
give John Jones a gram of coke and see what happens.
Allegedly. Moving on.
There is no allegedly. He openly admitted to that.
Yeah, he did. What else we got?
He's trying to alleged me, motherfucker.
Yeah, don't try and make this show not get instantly pulled down. The fucking nerve. Volkan Ozdemir versus Ali Latifi. Good fight. Jimmy Manuwa versus Alexander Rakitic, is that?
Rakitic, yeah.
That's the one. They've both been added to UFC Stockholm.
Yeah.
Solid choices.
Yeah.
I'm assuming not one of those is the main event. I mean, maybe Ozdemir versus Latifi.
I mean, Ozdemir in Stockholm arguably could, but obviously at the moment Ozdemir doesn't have a massive draw, so it's usually people on a pretty decent win streak that are put on a main card.
Yeah, especially after that bullshit decision loss last time out.
When's Stockholm? Oh no, because Stockholm is going to be Alexander Gustafsson versus Anthony Smith anyway, so there is no chance any of those are going to be headlining.
unless someone gets injured.
Ooh. So,
Anthony.
if Anthony Smith goes out, maybe Ilir Latifi, or maybe Volkan Ozdemir can go in there again.
Gus has got fucking previous as well, though, isn't he? Oh, my hand hurts. I'm going to take a year and a half off.
Yeah, true. True.
What else we got?
Dean Truman versus Soren Bach has been booked for a unification bout. So if you remember, Soren Bach, previous lightweight champion at Cage Warriors, took the interim featherweight belt back the same night Dolby took his interim belt.
That was
The
100.
Copenhagen card. No, it wasn't.
Was
it
it?
wasn't 100. No, it's the Copenhagen card.
Oh, right. Okay.
Took that belt. Those two will be finally unifying. And then also on the same fight card, there will also be the lightweight belt going up between Jack Grant and Jay Herbert. At the moment, Cage Warriors are aiming to do a night of championships, much like they did back in 2005, where they had Dan Hardy, Michael Bisping, and Silva all take a belt in one night. So if they can get that going, maybe the Nick Dalby card goes on again. And could be good to see all of that take place.
I like that. Ronda Rousey is headlining the first ever women's main event at WrestleMania.
Cool.
Look at how high she's flying. What else we got?
Career is really taken off.
Yeah, well, there you go. We have PFL announcements. PFL will be coming on to ESPN, obviously, so that's super fun times. Great for PFL, really great for MMA. Overall, really great for a lot of the different things that PFL puts together, like league tables and stuff. Fucking casual sports fans love a league table, as we've said.
So
really excited.
As far as I can tell at the moment, obviously we said that they have started the women's lightweight championship. By the looks of it, they have completely dropped their middleweight championship, which explains why Louis Taylor has dropped down to welterweight.
That makes more sense now.
But yeah, they've had they're going through their second phase of announcing athletes. We have Ronnie Torres, who is 37-6 ex-UFC fighter and currently the Shuto 160 champion. We have Gleico Franca, 19 for 5 Ultimate Fighter Brazil winner back in 2015. 4 straight rear naked choke winners finishes on that one, and then also took the Pancrase 170 belt last year. Carlos Eduardo Silva, 11 for 7, who currently the Shuto Brazil 165 champion. Freddie Asuncao, does that name ring a bell?
Hey.
Yeah, it's Rafael's twin brother, currently the Titan FC champion. Light heavyweight, we'll have Jordan Johnson, who is currently 10 for 0, went 4 for 0 at the UFC before moving over to PFL. And then obviously we also have in the heavyweight division, Linz, Tiller, and Barroza are confirmed to return.
I'm interested to see Linz back. I like watching him last season.
Yeah. Light heavyweight, Vinny Magalhaes and Rama has returned. Welterweight is absolutely stacked at the moment. Like I said, Louis Taylor, who is coming down from middleweight, he's going to be there. Ray Cooper III is going to be there. Magomed Kerimov, Sadibou Sai. That's going to be a great one to watch. Welterweight, I think, is going to be the absolute killer. That's
going to be boy in it, yeah.
Lightweight, we have Nathan Schultz, Magomedov, and Chris Wade. And then featherweight, we have Palmer, Silla, and Andre the Bull.
Andre the Bull.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one.
There's a lot of fucking talent in there, man. There's a lot of talent in there.
And $1 million up for grabs for each one of them.
Are they doing the same thing they're doing the New Year's Eve?
Yeah,
New Year's card,
championship, and then it'll be, I think it's whoever comes second place gets like 250 grand anyway. I think anyone who gets through to the quarterfinals gets 50 grand as well.
Yeah, all to play for. Really like it, and I hope that ESPN. I'm sure they will make a big fucking.
I think ESPN can make some great stuff out of this. I think ESPN can make a lot more with PFL than they could with the UFC.
Well, yeah, it's a very
how they could build it.
It is much more malleable. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's a much more malleable thing right now, whereas the UFC, as you said, is the UFC. But we'll see.
Can be a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I have a recommended watch, not a recommended read this week. I know. It's a Netflix documentary. It's kind of a weird one. It's called Bobby Fischer versus the World, and it's about the chess champion Bobby Fischer, who was so good at chess. He was really good at chess, and then he played this Russian guy in the fucking Grand Slam World Cup of chess. And it got an entire generation of people into chess because it was seen as this big Cold War battle. But Then he started to go a little bit off the wall. He went a little bit weird and disappeared from the sport and then tried to come back. I don't want to explain it all, but I want people to think about Conor McGregor and watch this documentary because there's a line in it that's very telling where someone says of him, remember, Bobby, if you don't play something along the lines of if you don't play chess, people will forget that that's what you did. People will forget.
Are you trying to suggest that Conor McGregor was a fighter?
I mean, it's controversial points, but do watch the documentary. It's really great.
His biggest win recently has been over against an iPhone X.
Oh, snap. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have another recommended watch or a recommended read from yourself?
I've been going back and watching a load of bad MMA films. So this one is it's bad in the sense that just some of the stuff is really, really bad. But in the sense of who's in it, it's really good. And some of the fight scenes are actually pretty good. But just like the storyline is so cliche.
Enlighten me.
It's Never Surrender. It was released back in 2009, and it's the down and out MMA champion who has to fight or die. The only way out is to fight or die.
Or die, established. Who's in it?
We have GSP, BJ Penn.
Fuck off. What? Hang on. GSP's in this?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
BJ Penn. Anderson Silva plays a guy called Spider. Quentin Jackson plays a guy called Rampage. GSP plays a guy called George.
Not Rush.
No, I was disappointed by that actually. But yeah, it stars Hector Echevarria. And you know, No, see, wait for this. This guy is actually fucking legit. He started training in martial arts when he was 4 years old. He's 7th Dan black belt in Shiryu karate, 7th Dan black belt in Kenpo karate, 5th Dan black belt in Taekwondo, 2nd Dan black belt in traditional jiu-jitsu, 2nd Dan black belt in judo. And
open a school. Don't do this shit.
And no, it's back in 2009. It's fine. And he has his own fight championships in